The first 10 minutes can decide everything. This is your life-saving disaster checklist, inspired by real lessons from World War II. The moment a disaster snaps the world out of its usual rhythm, there's a short electrified window where every decision hits harder than a hammer on cold steel. Those first 10 minutes don't wait for panic to settle or for your thoughts to line up politely. They move fast, they demand clarity, and they reward anyone who knows what to do before the chaos starts stacking. History has already taught us this truth again and again. Soldiers in World War II survived not because they were fearless, but because they mastered those tiny decisive moments when everything suddenly turned hostile. Today, we borrow that same sharpened instinct and forge it into a modern checklist that can save your life when the world throws its worst at you. Let's get into the real substance. No fluff, no wandering, just the survival blueprint you need when the clock starts screaming. When disaster strikes, the first instinct is to run. But survival isn't a sprint, it's a scan. In World War II, soldiers were trained to freeze for a moment, not out of fear, but to let their brains gather critical intel. You need that too. Whether it's an earthquake, explosion, flood, or sudden chaos in a crowded place, the opening seconds determine whether you move towards safety or stumble into a second danger you never saw coming. Look for falling objects, exposed wires, collapsing structures, rising water, or fire. Track where people are moving. Listen for anything your eyes miss. Your senses become your early warning system, and they'll tell you more than panic ever will. The body betrays you the moment fear kicks in. Heart racing, hands shaking, thinking foggy. In combat, soldiers learned that getting air under control was the closest thing to hitting the reset button on their brains. Slow the inhale, steady the exhale, 5 seconds each. You're not trying to relax, you're sharpening your reaction time. A steady breath snaps your mind back into command mode, letting you judge threats with clarity instead of chaos. Every disaster has something in common. The wrong exit can end you faster than the event itself. Fires trap people because smoke moves quicker than legs. Floods trap people because water loves narrow spaces. Earthquakes trap people because debris blocks the obvious way out. In World War II, bunkers and battlefield trenches, the smartest soldiers always kept a mental map of every possible exit. Do the same. You want an escape route that isn't overcrowded, unstable or blocked. Sometimes the safest path is sideways, not forward. Sometimes it's behind you. Sometimes it's a door you never noticed until now. The rule is simple. Find the safest exit first, then move. The strange thing about adrenaline is its ability to hide pain, like a stage magician hides cards. People walk around with cuts they didn't feel, fractures they never noticed, even serious wounds masked by shock. World War II medics constantly warned soldiers to inspect themselves first before helping others. A hidden injury can collapse you at the worst moment. Run hands along your arms, legs, ribs. Look for blood, numbness, sharp pain, or dizziness. This quick self-scan keeps you fully functional. Your most important asset in the next minutes. In war zones, soldiers learned that grabbing the wrong item or wasting time gathering gear could be fatal. Your essentials should take no more than 10 seconds to identify and secure. Phone, ID, water if it's within reach. Any medication you physically cannot go without. Nothing more. Do not start packing. Do not start collecting valuables. Survival hates hesitation. In disasters, people have lost their lives trying to save objects that never mattered. The goal is mobility, not memory preservation. This step depends on the type of disaster, but it's a lifesaver when done right. In earthquakes, moving away from heavy shelves or unstable structures keeps you alive long enough to escape. In floods, turning off electricity prevents fatal shocks. In fires, closing a door behind you slows the flames. These micro-actions create precious breathing room. World War II soldiers constantly reshaped their environment, blocking windows, reinforcing weak spots, using whatever they had to buy time. You can do the same on a smaller civilian scale. One message can change everything, especially if conditions worsen. If you can, send a quick text to someone telling them your situation and location. Not a paragraph, just coordinates and condition. In many disasters, rescue teams later said the people who were easiest to find were the ones who communicated early. Radio operators in World War II kept communication lines alive even when everything around them collapsed because they knew information was a survival tool. Use it when possible. But remember, communication comes after your exit is secure, not before. Rushing gets people hurt. Controlled movement gets people out. Soldiers learned this the hard way when running blindly across battlefields often led to landmines or sniper zones. When escaping disaster, keep your steps steady and your awareness wide. Don't follow crowds blindly. They often flow toward the nearest exit, not the safest one. Don't run unless something is collapsing directly behind you. Purpose beats panic every single time. You know, it's just human instinct to help. And honestly, it's one of the reasons humanity managed to survive some of the ugliest chapters in our history. But even back in World War II, soldiers were trained never to sacrifice themselves in a way that would just create 2 casualties instead of 1. If someone needs help and you can assist without placing yourself in imminent danger, then do it. Offer support, guide them, lift them if you can. But you really have to know your limits. Your survival matters too, because the more people who remain standing, the more who can help later on. The first 10 minutes come to a close the moment you find yourself in a safer spot than where you started. But you know you're not done yet. You need to reassess. Are you injured? Are others safe? Is the danger spreading, or is it slowing down? Do you need a secondary escape route? In wars, soldiers regrouped constantly, always adapting to shifting threats. Modern disasters demand that same kind of mental flexibility. Staying alive isn't just a single action. It's a chain of adjusted decisions. These 10 minutes, well, they shape the next 10 hours, and sometimes the rest of your life. Master them now while the world is calm, and when disaster comes knocking, you'll respond like someone who's already seen the ending and knows how to rewrite it. If this breakdown helped you sharpen your survival instincts, go ahead and support the Legacy of Survival channel by subscribing, sharing the video, and helping others prepare with the same life-saving knowledge. Stay ready, stay aware, and stay alive.